parasite.
Okay. Just kind of stay where you're at. Just what did you come up with? What are there's hundreds of right reasons, right answers to this question. So what contributes or enables healthy relationships? What now?
I said I'm getting emotional.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Sure.
Having our heart in relationships, that's a good thing. That enables healthy relationship. Having yourself be present, and I think you're saying, why do I have to show it right now? You know?
Exactly. We haven't connected for a while, and he just said that, and I thought, we haven't, and it just brought, because I really care about him and Glenda and Aaron and their family, and it's just like, we haven't connected for a while, and it just brought back, brought the emotion with it.
It has to be two-way.
Yes.
It cannot be a one-way,
Right.
because basically the one that's receiving is kind of leeching. I mean, it can start as a one-way. It can start as a one-way. There has to be a commonness that they want that given to them, Eventually it can grow into, and a lot of races maybe start that way. They start kind of one-way-ish. And then after a time they'll become two-way. But if it doesn't become two-way eventually, it's not healthy.
Yeah, that's correct. And if it's not reciprocal by both parties, something that both parties want, it's very difficult. As simple as going to a restaurant. Let's say it's two people. One people wants to go. The other really doesn't want to go. You're not going to have a great time. Nope. Unless, along the way, the person that doesn't want to go gives way and says, I'm going to choose to be with my friend and my partner, and then it can work. But, how many of us we're going through the motion in that moment? It's really it's not the great moments. But we all know. This is that one song that we sang. While we were yet still sinners, Jesus died for us. He saw hope in us. He saw a vision for us. In order for God to wake us up, He took the initiative. It wasn't reciprocal. But in order to have a good relationship with God, eventually it has to be reciprocal, right? It has to be something that we both get into. That's good. Someone else.
Respect.
Respect. Mutual respect. It's going back to that mutual thing, because these kind of add together. There has to be respect. And how do you know if someone respects you? Someone respects you when
They listen. When they
Listen.
listen.
Okay, when there's listening. Okay, someone respects you when
They don't interrupt you when you're speaking.
okay, that's listening. That's good.
When they share with you.
Excuse me?
When they share with you something from their heart.
Okay, they become vulnerable. That's saying that I trust you, I respect you, I want to be open to you. That's good.
They treat you well. They don't try to twist your arm into things.
Okay, that they honor your
Yeah.
boundaries and what you and who you are, and work within that. But what if your boundaries are off?
They might be able to help you correct them.
What now?
They might be able to help you correct them if you were both open to it.
Being truthful in love.
Yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes I think we don't feel that we like the boundaries they put up, and so we want to do something about it.
Your mic, the mic, I just don't want you to hit the back of that mic.
Sometimes we don't know how to deal with. We don't know how to deal with that. Maybe we don't like where the other person is, and then it's hard to respect them. right? What do you do?
Pray for them.
Nobody is perfect here, right?
Amen.
Respect is just something that you just give somebody because they're a human. It can't be tagged. It can't. It's sort of like we love because they do this or this or this. It's conditional. It's conditional. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you do this, then I'll treat you this way. Respect is the same. It can't be conditional respect. That doesn't work. We respect because they're a human being. And that may be hard at times, but that we have to go there in order to build a relationship. To build a relationship.
I've learned.
We're saying good things about them in front of other people.
That's right.
That's respectful, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't bring your dirty laundry out in front of other folks and just, that's disrespectful. It's through our words and through our actions, yes.
I just learned the hard way, and I've seen it, that in
You've
order.
learned the hard way?
Yeah,
Have you?
I have. That in order for me to receive a ton of respect from others, I have to give out a ton and a half. You always have to give more out. That's what I've seen and felt. Not that I need to get a lot, but to get a lot coming in, I have to give out more. That's just natural.
If you want people to listen to you, listen to them first. Truly listen, not just, I'll put in my time, and I'm hoping they're done soon because I really have something to say. If you want people to listen to you, listen to them, right? Okay, anyone else? I mean, there's lots of things, right?
You said, you have to be able, you like the good things, but you gotta be able to accept the bad things too. There's always dirt, and you need to be able to, if the other one needs a bath, and you still can love them anyway, that's a healthy relationship.
Yeah, I mean, 1 Peter, Benita mentioned the passage. She didn't say 1 Peter, but it is in 1 Peter. It says, love covers a multitude of sins.
That's right.
If we love somebody, we're going to cover them. We're not going to expose them. We're going to cover them. Right?
Right.
That's love. That does not mean that we don't address problems in their right time and in their right place. But when we love, we will cover each other. I mean, that's what we do. Isn't that what you do in families?
Yeah.
But if you cover someone so they can't grow, that's not good.
Right.
I think we understand that, right?
Right.
But who among us, like, while we were yet still a sinner, what did you say, Kathy, before? While we were a sinner, he died for us. Well,
Yes.
who doesn't continue to do some of that every day, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Boundaries is another, I think, for healthy relationships. I just faced that recently, so, I posted a picture on Facebook with my son Jamie, myself, and Thomas, and somebody put on there, Curly, Larry, and Mo, and then I had a relative of mine respond, oh no, it's more like this, dumb, dumber, dumbest.
Oh my.
And I said, oh no. So I deleted the post, but I've had several conversations with the relative of mine, and that is unacceptable. I do not accept that. So those are their boundaries need to be set because people come off.
If people don't respect your boundaries, what do?
I talked to her.
Okay? What if it still doesn't change? What do?
Then there's the consequence to the boundary.
It depends. I don't have a simple answer for that one, folks, because I pray about it. If God still wants me in the relationship, maybe I just need to go to the cross. I don't know. I'd like to tell you, you just kick them out of your life. Who isn't going to sin it? You know, all that sin is a breaking of a boundary. How many understand this? The definition of sin is we break a boundary somewhere, either between us and God and us and other people, and lots of times are both. So you're going to find someone that never sins to be your friend?
No.
As soon as you find him, you know, you're the person that's probably sinning, right? It's like, you know, you're looking for the perfect church, and as soon as you join it, it ain't perfect anymore.
Well, I look at it too, some people haven't been taught.
That's exactly
And-
right. And, you know, a lot of people will listen to this, but, you know, eventually, we have to get to a point of saying, what is God calling me to? Maybe I need to just lay down my life.
Right.
That doesn't help my flesh. My flesh still wants to scream or wants to say it's not fair, or it's not this, or it's not that. It wasn't fair that Jesus died for me either.
And I turned it around, like when one time she posted on there that I was a snapdragon. It's a flower. I said, oh no, God made me a sweet pea, because that's my flower for my birthday. So it turned it around. What the enemy meant for evil, God turned it around for his good, because I was giving God all the glory. So, you know, I've done that and done some things like that that have really been helpful.
I probably would have did a little study on the snapdragon and find all the good things about it. And I
One
would
of my
say,
favorite flowers is
and
snapdragon.
you know, I'd probably find all the positive things about it and say, oh, thank you for complimenting me about this, this, and this, and this, and that. You know, then it would just, oh.
Even more.
Yeah, you know,
Even more, added more,
it's
yeah.
just a different, you know, different approach, but that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, I just said one of my favorite flowers.
That's one of your favorite flowers. Yes.
I wanted to say something about these healthy relationships. I'm learning, and it's a long process, but that compromise sometimes helps to have a healthy relationship. And also taking responsibility for your own actions in a relationship instead of trying to blame everybody else. That's
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes we just need to find a solution that maybe not is just always that person's way or your way. Can we forge a brand new way and compromise? Sometimes we need to give a gift to them and just say, you know what, I just given you a gift and we're just doing it that way. But if the same person is always giving the gift, if it's not mutual,
That's right.
then that's no good.
right.
That's no good. If you're always the one that's giving the gift, and then they never say, you know what, I'm going to give you a gift, then that can be reciprocal. But this, you know, taking responsibility for your own actions, you know, that's getting off the pride. You know, that's hurting the pride right here.
That's right.
We're going to need to swallow it sometimes and say, you know
Right.
what, I have a problem, and this is my fault. Yes.
Well, you know, I was having some issues with Courtney, and I want everybody to keep her in your prayers, by the way. She wanted to get out, she turned 18 on Thursday, and she decided she wanted to move, and she wanted to get out of the house, and she wanted to move. And she'd been talking. So I finally decided, you know, me and him talked, and I said, okay, Courtney, this is not what I really want. I love you, I want you to be home. But if this is something you feel you need to do, I'm willing to let you. And, I mean, I talked to her about it. I told her I'd help her get boxes. I mean, I did. Well, the other day, she texted me. She said, Mom, I don't think I want to move out right now. Is that okay? I said, honey, it's not, you know, I mean, but I let it go, and I gave
Right.
them that space to make that choice.
That's right.
But I wanted her to also know that I love her. I don't want her to go, but if this is something she needed to do, I was willing to let her make. I knew it was going to be a mistake, but you know, make that choice on her.
Give her a high five. Some give her a high five.
I want to know the truth. I think she often says that to manipulate her.
But you know what you did? You showed respect. She put a boundary down.
Yeah.
You showed respect. And then all of a sudden you got respect back. That's what you did.
Sure.
Respect breeds respect. Disrespect breeds disrespect.
You know, this guy right here, I don't think I'd have been able to do that without talking to him because, you know, before in my past, I've been like, you know, you ain't going nowhere, blah, 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 and you ain't doing nothing, blah, 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 you know?
She's pushing your
You
button.
know, so with him, he's like, you know what, you know, she's 18, let her make that choice. If it's her mistake, you know, still be here for her, you know, when she decides to come back. But,
She
you know,
won't say.
It's not just what you said, it's how you said it.
That's right.
Because you said, you know, I really don't want you to, but I will support you. I love you, and you still have a place here. But, you know, I can find some boxes for you. And then all of a sudden, I mean, you showed
it's
love.
like reality, actually.
You showed love. You showed respect. And that cleared the air for her to think, I think, what happened. It cleared the air.
She has an urge, and it's like, but I didn't think beyond the urge. I got a wanter that wants some things, you know. But, oh, I gotta get my own plates and dishes and
Utilities and-
It has been one of her
But it
favorites.
wasn't between you and her anymore.
Right.
It wasn't
She had
between,
the
the
value.
tension wasn't between you and her anymore, and that released her. And she had to think on her own then, which was great. What elements enable and contribute to healthy relationships? The 9th commandment found in Exodus, in Exodus chapter 20. Here, as we understand, the commandments, the first 4 commandments of the 10 commandments are about our relationship with God. The last 6 is about our relationship with others. Let's just think about that. It's only 4 commandments between us and God. People are more complicated. It's 6 commandments with folks. Living with God's a little simpler.
Amen.
Living with others, a little more complicated. He had to give 6. You shall not testify falsely, that is lie, withhold, or manipulate the truth against your neighbor, any person. What does this have to do with a healthy relationship? Let's talk about it. Let's get in our little groups.